those of you wanting to edit cars, put custom parts on them, I'm still learning that stuff, but I can kind of explain briefly what it is that I do know. Then you might can have an understanding why I ain't rushing into learning this stuff. It's kind of complicated. Where the game is installed in the Steam library, go to Content, Vehicles, and find the vehicle that you want to edit. I'm going to select. I am going to select the pickup truck. Now, I'll just temporarily just copy it onto the desktop. Now, in the user folder, you'll see vehicles. Well, you don't see vehicles, but you should see vehicles. Like this. I'll just take this one. Let me look at something real quick. Okay, that's how that goes. All right, so you don't have a folder in there, just make one. Vehicles. Now, any vehicles that are in here will override the game's vehicles. Like if you put pickup truck in here, it will override the one from the game. Now, I believe the way they pack the things, I gotta open up the folder. Yeah, see how they got all that like that? Basically, you want to take pickup folder and move it to the vehicles folder so that when you go into vehicles, you see pickup, and if you click on it, then that's the pickup. And then using the program Jbeam Editor, BeamNG Editor, Beam Editor, whatever it stands for, you'll find the Jbeam. I'm going to go to the one that's for the body of the truck, body Jbeam. That's the one I'm going to load into the little program here. Just drag it and drop it in there like that. Now these are the Jbeams for the pickup. Now I have to locate. You know what? No. Here's what we'll do. We'll do it like this. Go into Blender and we'll import in the DAE from that same folder that we just put in the vehicles pickup. And we'll load the pickup DAE. Damn, I don't see nothing, do you? Did I just overwrite it? Did I export instead of import? I bet I did. I bet I just overwrote that damn thing. I know I did. I had to have. It didn't load it. Alright. Damn, do this again. I didn't mean to override it. Ah, man. Damn. So there's only one DAE in here, and that's the model, but it contains all the trucks that are selectable. Oh, Blender. That's the one we're going to load into here. I had to re-extract the pickup truck to make sure I'm importing in this time and not exporting. See, this is what you want. Now, there is a lot of parts to this car. So what I would say do is scroll down to only pickup body and hide it. And then everything else with X-ray mode on, pick everything, hit delete. That way you only have the body left. This is the one that the Jbeam the Jbeam is loaded. That's the shell basically that is the collision and physics for the that part of the car. Now, how that connects to other parts of the car, well, I'm not sure the hierarchy. Even looking at all this shit, this is confusing as shit to me. You can load multiple Jbeams in here at the same time to see how they kind of work together. Well, not really work together, but you can see them both visualized. So like we'll go to hood. If there's a hood or fender, let's go to hood. I'll drag it and drop it in there like that. Now you can see how these two parts are intertwined together. I'm not sure that this is going to reflect. Okay, yeah, there's two different Jbeams here. You got one for the hood, one for the body. So what you have to do is like, you can turn on node names. So you see like right here, it's connected H111. No, H1LL is connected to B6LL. There's not a find in here. It'd be great if there was, but there's not. So NHLL, you see that it's connected to B6LL. So somewhere in the hood, in the beam section, that thing's connected to a lot of things. But B6, B5, there it is, H1LL and B6LL. That's all the things this thing's connected to is using this particular beam deform, beam strength. That's the values that's got, and all the others that it's connected to. See, this is connected to several places on the vehicle. Not just the corner to that corner, but that corner to that corner, that corner to that corner, that one to that one, that one to the one over there, and that one to the one over there. Or no, yeah, you see, that's just kind of like bridge constructor. You know, you got like all these different supports, and they got different properties depending on which one that you're wanting to do. But this is how the Jbeam would have to be made for a custom part. So if you're going to make, like, say, your own custom body, it would need to conform to this one's Jbeam, which there is a little slack, like leeway, where you can modify this to some degree in here, but really you want to do that in Blender. Thing is, you don't really get this in Blender because we don't have the Blender file of the vehicle that could possibly include the, I mean, they probably made the damn thing in here. They probably made this part, the Jbeam, in a program like this. But I mean, it's possible to do it with Blender too. But how you would have to do it in this would be a little different. It would be a little time consuming. You're supposed to be able to import nodes and beams from an OBJ. That's a low polygon OBJ. That would not be a high poly model. You wouldn't want to do that with a high poly. I don't know what rigs and rods are. Now you can also import the reference mesh. Now, what I'll do in Blender is I'll export this as an OBJ onto the desktop. I ain't even gonna bother naming it. And then in here, I'll say File, Import Reference Mesh from OBJ Desktop. And where is that? There it is. Open. So now you can see if I hide the triangles, oops, you can see basically how that Jbeam, that's the mesh that the Jbeam is working with. Hide these names. So you can see how basically there's two components to a part of a vehicle. You got the actual mesh, which is what's in Blender for that particular part, and then you got the Jbeam that basically is like an ice cube for that part, where the part's frozen in the middle and the ice cube is what, well, just think of a flexible ice cube that can bend and break. So that's kind of how, or you can think of this as an exoskeleton for the mesh. This is what actually controls the physics for that particular mesh. This will bend the mesh. As it bends, it will deform the mesh. That not in this program, but like in the game. So if you wanted to construct your own part, you would probably need to study this so that you can create a similar, or like say you're going to make a new hood. You could study this to see how they did the topography so that when you create yours, it's very similar. And not just similar, I mean, it'll also be the right size, just maybe with a different modification. So if you wanted to change that hood or change this thing, like let's say we'll change the top of this body. I don't know what the hell would go on here, but just say we made like a spoiler for it. I'll make something kind of simple. That'll be very ugly. These are one of those Bobo spoilers. You heard of Bobo spoilers? Bobos make the car look fine. Bobos $1.99. Yeah. Now, when you're doing parts of a car, you definitely do not want to make it by adding more parts and joining them. Instead, taking that part into edit mode and doing your work in here so that it's a true solid form and not like something you added onto and stuff. Like now I'll pick the where's it at? Extrude. Oops. Oops. what I should have did, which I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure. I think if you pick, like, say that mesh and you turn on the butterfly here, that what you do on one side should affect the other side. It makes symmetry a lot easier when you're shaping things to get it just like you want it. But it doesn't like duplicate the extrusion. It's only for moving things, or if you know, if there is a way to do it, I don't know. You can multiple select things at the same time and extrude them both at the same time for better symmetry. But like these butterfly mirror things here, they're more so for like moving things and aligning things, not actually extruding out new parts. But you see how you could use that, right? So, but we're not going to use that because I don't spend a lot of time making these two, so I'm going to use these two. Another thing is too, you don't want your object to be going inside the other Jbeam, which would be basically having that part go through this one. I know these aren't exactly right, but it'll work. And if you see edit mode, let's try something here. Let's pick that and that. Let's turn on proportional editing. That don't look good. No, 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 no. No good. No good. Alright, so now I don't want X, Y, and Z. Maybe just X and Z. Yeah, I am no car person as far as knowing how things work. I mean, like aerodynamics and all that other stuff. I'm no expert at that stuff. I'm not even a modest at it or an amateur at doing this stuff. This is all this. Oh yeah, I'll turn this off now. It's just trial and error. So this is our new spoiler. Guess I do need to fix that. That is kind of crooked. But crooked is good. Not really. So this is the mesh. Now it doesn't have a material. I haven't put a material on it. I'm just going to leave it a solid color, but I am going to say object. Now I don't want all of it to be shaded smooth, but I want most of it to be shaded smooth. The parts that I don't, let me show you what shading smooth will do to the whole thing, which that don't look bad, but I don't want the ends to be shaded smooth. So what I'll do is in edit mode, I'll select edge. I'll pick that edge, this edge, and this edge, this one, and this one, this one, and this one, and say UV, not UV, edge, mark, sharp. Now, back to object mode, when I shade smooth, it does it a little different. So maybe that didn't really quite work for this. Maybe this should also be edge mark sharp. You can also clear sharp if you change your mind. Yeah, I think maybe that'll work. Like I said, I'm not really a car part person, knowing exactly how to make parts good. It's something I haven't really got into, but I know a lot of people do know. Now the thing is, you see where the axis is, the rotation axis? That needs to be at the 3D cursor, which basically is a point in space that's located at 0, 0, 0. It is where the blue line, the red line, and green line all come together, and that's supposed to be at 0, 0, 0. So in here, 3D cursor location, 0, 0, 0. You can accidentally move it by holding shift and right clicking. Sometimes you'll want to move the axis of something, and you'll want it to basically rotate a different way depending on what you're doing. But in this case, we want this thing to be at 0, 0, 0. Object set origin, 3D cursor, object, apply all transforms. Now, if you're going to give it the same texture as part of the car, you're going to use like that, whatever that is, pickup, and just give it the same texture. Which you're not going to see it in here. You'd see it in the game, though. Now, name it what you're going to name it. Let's just call it Wing. We'll delete our camera. Let's delete our... I've already deleted the light. So this is the wing. This is the body. But we only need to export. What is that? Do y'all see that? What is that there? I don't know. It's also a good time to check our orientation. So turn this on, face orientation, and it is inside out. It needs to be blue. Inside of the Jbeam is red, outside is blue. So in edit mode, I will set A to select all, mesh, normals, flip. Now I don't know what that face is, or what that's a part of. That's crazy. I don't know what the hell that is. That may be a shadow from my crappy geometry. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not quite sure what that is. Something I screwed up making it. So now this is correct. The origin is set. You see a little orange dot in the middle down there. It means the origin is set to the 3D cursor. We need to export this thing. That looks like a damn bow tie is what that looks like. We're going to export this thing as a DAE. We're going to put it in the same folder as the vehicle I don't want to get you confused. This one is the one that we created the folder for. We had to make a folder called vehicles. You may already have a vehicles folder in there, but you got a pickup, and you see like there's already a couple different DAEs. I'm not sure what the hell that DAE.DAE is, but we're going to name this Wing, and we're going to say only selection. If it had a material assigned in here, you could have it copy that texture material into the folder, but you still got to edit the material in the game to include it. And I wish it would do it for you, but it does not, it seems. So export selection only of the wing. Now it needs a Jbeam. Now, like I said, I haven't really messed with the Jbeam for importing in things. But like if I import in the reference mesh of that wing, should be able to load it in here. Navigate to where it is. Let's see. Desktop, vehicles, pickup, wing. Just search for it. There it is. Oh, shit. It's got to be an OBJ to import it into here. Yeah, I don't think that'll open that. No. If you want to import it in that way, you got to export it out like this. Export as OBJ. Not Obi-Wan, OBJ. Not Obi-Wan Kenobi, OBJ. OBJ Kenobi. OBJ. Just make sure you're in your right folder. Because I have like this is what the problems when you have shit on a desktop and you have it in other places. It's easy to write to the wrong location. So wing.obj, selection only. And let's try to import it in here. I'm not sure if you can, if it'll work the same way. I haven't tried this before. So it's kind of new territory for me. And there's our wing. Now one can construct the Jbeam in here, but it has to have a flex body. And since this is the hood and not the cab, we need to go back to the body. Now, I have briefly messed with the slots. I did figure out how to like slot things, but I would have to really fool with it for a long time to figure it out again. Now, to have this thing included, it's got to have a flex body. So basically, you add a new flex body to the scene for that part. Flex body is just basically mesh, or you could just replace this with the DAE from Blender. That'd be one way to think of it. The DAE from Blender for that particular part. And so I named it in Blender. We can look. I named it wing. Now, even though there are multiple DAEs in the folder, because there was the pickup truck DAE, then there was some other crazy truck pickup.dae.dae, and then we exported a wing.dae into there, not to be confused with the object that we have in here for reference. So this is what you will put wing on. And if you want to make things easier, you can just call this wing. Also for the group name, that just means now you have to make a group name. So you got to find the nodes. So here is the values for this particular body part. Let's see, where's a good spot? The dash. What could this mimic? What's similar? By a cab wall. That'll probably work. So we'll go here, put our cursor here. Now this is the part that's a little crazy. So see, you don't see that mesh in these views. So it can be quite challenging to make a wireframe in here. I mean, you can, by adding single, but then you're kind of like, okay, so where was that at? So I'll put a mesh, I put a dot there, for example. Now where that dot appeared is where I put the cursor in here. Where did it go? See, look at me looking for it. You know why I'm looking for it? Because I didn't put a damn notation in here. Ah, there it is. See, what I should have did, I knew I was adding something. I should have put a / wing nodes. Anytime you have a // the game ignores that. That's just a note that you give in yourself, for example. But with the cursor here, when you create over here, it will put it there. If you forgot and your cursor was not here, then it will default all the stuff up there at the top. But you can't have anything at the top. Just that bracket. Nothing can be above it. So now it's easier now to scroll down and find where you were working. Wing nodes. So right here, we'll add another. Now let's go to a different view. Now there's the node right there at the bottom. You have to unselect add and select to select. And you have to be a certain distance from it too to be able to select it. Now I got them both selected because I held the shift key down. You can hold it down like that and pick them both too. Now I have to unselect, select, and select move to move them. It would have probably been better if I did all four at one time. But you can see how this can kind of get quite, because you got to use the keys on the keypad 4, 6, 8, 2, and 7 and 1 to navigate like in here. You can see it can get kind of frustrating to try to get this exactly where you want it. But we'll do it anyway. We'll do part of it. I'm not doing the whole thing like this. It'd take me too long. So we'll just go to the top up here, to the top of the wing, and get them lined up. Unselect that, select scale. All right, maybe they're right there. Unselect scale, duplicate. I don't know how duplicate works. I thought it would just duplicate it. Or maybe it did. Ah, shit. Oh, it did duplicate it. So we need A2 and A3. But the problem is they're right on top of one another. So I have to manually move this a little so that I can see which one's, let's see, let's just put a point 8.8, refresh, and wherever, damn, where did the hell that, where did they go? Maybe that was too far to move it. I don't even see them now. I don't even know where the hell they went. All right, let's try that again. I forgot. Oh, it was 0.41. Wait a minute, they put them right back in the same place. Damn it. Okay, now we successfully moved these two. So now select, 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 move. Oh, I guess you can just go from one to the other. But you have to unselect it when you're done moving stuff around. Now we'll duplicate those. And I'm not... Shit. Damn it. Remember, don't forget your cursor. Put your cursor where you want it to go when you do something like that. That way it puts it where it's supposed to put it. So now we just need to slightly nudge A6 and 7 just a bit so that we can see where they are. And refresh. And damn it did it again, didn't it? It didn't actually move it. Damn thing. Maybe it's too close of a number. It's just, no, that ain't it. I don't know what the damn deal is with that. It did it that time. So we'll select those. Move. I'm going to try this. Let me see if this works. If I say duplicate and then scale, will it scale just the two new ones? Ah, cool. Yeah, it did just scale the two new ones. I thought it would have to scale them all, but cool. So maybe this won't be as bad as I thought. It is just kind of hard to see exactly what it's doing. So we'll duplicate them. I'll put my cursor right there. Duplicate. And those two move up a bit. It's hard to see. There ain't really... it's hard to see the edges and stuff when you import in the mesh like this. So I'm just doing the best I can, eyeballing it. Duplicate. And these will be... Oh yeah, put my cursor where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to duplicate these and move them. And again. I'm not really going to do all this stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Or maybe I will. Hell, I did this much. Might as well try to finish it right. Put my cursor there. Duplicate. Or no. Duplicate. Move. Those would be the ones for there. I'm a damn habit of trying to move around like I'm in Blender. I keep forgetting how to use these keys. So now we got this part down here. I'm just going to duplicate and move until I get all these corners pretty much covered. Damn, them are way off right there. They're out there floating in the air. I think that's good enough. Now just select these 4 and these 4. Careful not to select truck nodes. You don't want to select them. Shit. Alright, I think we got enough nodes now. We can connect the beams and the triangles. I mean, make the beams and the triangles rather. So here's where you will save this Jbeam in case it crashes. We can reload it. You wouldn't have to do all that again. So those are our nodes. So we go down here to beams, and just remember, whatever these values are, whatever beams are under, that's the values that will be applied. All right, so those are door latches, and this is where, I'm not 100% sure what the best settings would be for a particular part. I could just add it here. So what I'll do is I'll put another note, so I know these are my wing uh, beams. So with my cursor selected there, I can unselect move. I can go to beams and say add single. And this is where you basically say this to this, that to that, that. I think I got one too many here. It's hard to tell. Yeah. Oops. Shit. You mess up. It's alright. All you just do is go to the last one that you just made and just delete and refresh. But while I am here, let me get rid of these extras that somehow I have an extra. So unselect this, and go back to nodes, select the node that you want to remove. Delete. I don't know if you have to refresh, but I did it anyway. Oh, look, that's off there. So we'll select that one and move it a bit. So let's continue our journey into beam connections. So that to that, that to that. And damn, we got some more extras. Now, how I ended up with an extra? I guess somehow I made a copy that I didn't realize I made when I was duplicating. I did kind of go crazy duplicating stuff. So I'm going click, 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 click. Oh. It doesn't just continue on to the next thing when you click the next one. You got to select the node and select what it's connecting to. Now I'm not going to worry about that cut in right there. I'll just connect these like this. I know that's crooked. I know Agent Y would see this and he would say, that is a messy Jbeam. Yeah, that Jbeam's a mess. Yeah, Agent Y was actually the reason I got into modding. Not the reason I got into modding. I always wanted to get into modding. He just gave me the extra push I needed to make sure I learned it. So I was in the forums a long time ago, about a year ago, a little more than a year ago, and I was just very early in experimenting with things. I had no idea what really did what, and so I was posting in one of the forums and about a mod, about doing something with a mod or something, and he said, I can see clearly you don't know nothing about modding. And that was the encouragement I needed. I was like, God damn it, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna learn this shit. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. Now he didn't mean it in a bad way. I did take it in a bad way at first, but then I realized, oh, it's just probably a different culture, different people. If it's probably meant to be funny. It's funny now thinking about it. But yeah, that was the motivation I needed. Did I not put the damn beams? Look at that shit. Look at what I did. See what happens when you don't put your cursor. So I'm just going to hit Control C, select all these, and go back to where I was working, where I started talking and got off track. Paste, and delete those up there at the top. That can happen really quickly. Let's do a refresh. Let's do a save. Now let us finish our journey, our beam journey. Ugh, shit. Connected that to the wrong thing. That's okay. No, I didn't. That is right. I just didn't realize it's got that angle. I don't know. It doesn't look like the one on the other side, though. There's something I did wrong. Uh, Shoot, that shit ain't even nowhere near lined up, is it? Nowhere near it. Oh, it's near it, but it's not good enough. That's a little better. It'd be great if it kind of like snapped and glued, like where it followed the mesh. That'd be kind of neat. Let's see. Shit, that's crooked too. I think the damn mesh is crooked. Like I said, when I made this thing, I didn't use no precision measuring or anything. I just kind of, look at that shit. That's off too. I gotta fix all that. Your beams nodes are not closely matched to the vertices and edges of your mesh. Like if you're in Blender, maybe a way to think about this. If you're in Blender and you're looking at your mesh, for example, the red dots are the vertices, the edges here are the beams. So nodes, beams, and this is not triangulated, so I mesh or face, triangulate face. All right, and so these are the faces, the triangles. Now you'll have to remember something. When you make the triangles, when you connect them, you have to connect them like this, counterclockwise. If you go clockwise, they'll be inside out. So when you get to that point where we're making the triangles, you connect 3 nodes by connecting in counterclockwise fashion. But right now, all we're doing is just basically doing the skeleton of the thing shape, which it kind of will match this. That's the idea anyway, to get it to match as closely as you can. Because when the nodes, or you can call them vertices if you want, when they move in the game, they will move the vertices of the mesh. And if they're not close to one another, it's going to cause some weird warping and stretching and just some weird looking stuff. So that's why you want to kind of have some precision. But I'm not getting this 100% precise because, hell, it takes me long enough as it is to make this. We'd be here all night waiting on me to get this thing perfect. But you would want to aim for more precision than what I am illustrating here in this video. Okay, I think that's good. Oh, yeah, that's not right. Look at that one. See that one? Gotta move that one. Damn, them ain't high enough either. Damn, it looks like that one in the front's in the wrong place. It's close enough. Back to it. Hey, how the hell did I get off? Damn it. I think it's just crooked. Now you got to have cross section beams for support. Look at that shit. I'll just move them all once I'm done. I'm gonna keep forgetting. I will keep forgetting. Now I'm just trying to line these up a little better. It starts becoming easier to see as you get more done. And periodically save so you don't have to do everything over if it crashes. I think that probably worked. See, if you hit refresh and you got an error, like that's an error, you can't have that up there. It does this, it shows you, hey, if you can't see it in here, it ain't gonna load in the game either. So I keep forgetting to set the cursor. That'd probably be easier not to even fool with setting the cursor and just move everything once you're done. It's just, that's just easier. And then refresh, make sure you didn't screw up something. All right, cool, save. Now the last part, triangles. I'm just going to use whatever the settings is for the roof. As far as drag coefficient, I'll just use the roofs and put a little note here. Wing triangles. Now this is the part that I said you do counterclockwise, and you go to add, and you have to say that, that, and that, 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 and that. See how it's going counterclockwise? If you're in doubt what you selected, it tells you down here what step you're on. Or if you're not sure that you selected the node. Damn, I don't know what I just... Shit. Damn, that's messed up. Right. Damn.
shit.
What you would want to have are all light green. If you're seeing dark green, then that means part of the triangle is in part of the mesh. Which, like I said, there's a little tolerance, but not a whole lot. And I am sure I got some of these crossed somehow that shouldn't be crossed. But this is kind of like how you can start to do some of your finer tuning. All right, I'm not fooling with that anymore. Alright, now we got to connect it to the actual vehicle. So this is where you'll go back to your beams. Now these can have different properties. You can have these stronger or weaker depending on what you want. I'll just add them. I'll just make them the same as the beams, that same strength as the ones that make up the thing. And I'll put a little note: wing to body beams. So if you have to come back and adjust stuff, then it's easier to find them. So we'll add single, and we'll do the same thing that we did before when we make beams, but we'll connect these beams to like parts of the truck, kind of like anchors. What we also didn't do is we didn't connect like support beams for the inside of the thing that go from corner to corner. Forgot about that. Alright, I think we're done for now. You get the idea, I think. Now what this should do is it should load this part when the truck loads. I think we did everything. I can't remember everything. I'm trying to remember as I go. So we'll see. We'll see if our truck has some unique spoiler on the hood. Oh, that's just great. Well, now to figure out what the hell, why it's not loading. Oh, look at that. You see that, don't you? When we refresh, we don't get anything. I'm just going to delete that shit. I'm not sure what it went to. Let's try it again. As I said, you refresh in there, you'll know if you're going to load in the game. Son of a bitch, man. Shit. Oh, I forgot to make a group. See, every flex body, like the wing, has to have a group. I just named the group the same thing. But what I failed to do is down here where wing nodes are, I did not put a group. So we just copy a group, which I'm looking for a simple one. Like this, group, copy. So I'm not sure how to group multiple things yet in the same grouping. I tried and it didn't work. See, this is what was missing out of the thing, and it's why it crashed, likely why it crashed. Oh, no, it ain't a hood. Shit, it will crash, yeah. It's a wing. That's the group name that I give that flex body, which is the DAE file. Called it wing. So let's try it again. I'm optimistic. This time will lead us to victory. Man, shit. Probably need to delete temp folder. There ain't no telling what corrupt shit's in that after having 2 crashes. Maybe you fix the problem, but the temp file is screwing you up. Oh, shit. Try to examine the damn temp folder to see what caused the crash. That's not the right log. Or maybe it is. It's that one. Oh shit, that's a mess. Shit. Oh, hell no. $30 $16.16. No. Maybe that's it. Wait a damn minute. Oh, that's the wrong folder. Well, I guess it mostly works. I think what was causing the crash is I didn't have a material. I thought I had a material assigned, but apparently I didn't. Which I still don't know why it's red. Couldn't tell you. Could be because there's not a damn material for chrome in the main.materials. I'm not really sure how they do theirs, how they make their vehicles. But every time I made something that I tried to add to a car, I had to have a material in here. Which is whatever name you give texture in Blender. Goes in these three places. Not to get into all this, but that's what that. Oh, I spelled it wrong, I think. No, I did spell it right. Alright, let's try it again. I'm about done messing with this thing. Imagine making a whole damn car? Shit. Nope, not interested in doing that. I don't have 200 lifetimes dedicate to it. You know, it could be something on the level that was crashing the level. That still isn't. It doesn't say no material, but it isn't. I don't know. Let's pick this damn thing and see what the damn chrome. Don't. Right. it'll just tell you to reflect the level. Nice and shiny like that. Now you can troubleshoot your Jbeam. Let's see the car over here. So if I pause the game and just slightly move it and then unpause it, when I reset, it'll put it back where it's last set at. So you hit Control B and it'll show you the, kind of give you an idea of why a certain place is messing up. You can put it in slow motion too. You can also hit Control N to see the, is it Control N? You got to be out of edit mode. Control N to see the node numbers. Put it in like super slow motion and then reset it, and you kind of can get an idea which node is screwing up. There's probably a node that doesn't have a beam. You see that wobbling shit? That's because the damping or the weight are not good for this particular part. There's the A21 that goes crazy, or A30. That's can't tell yet. That's too slow. That's A30. See, we just dropped it A30. I don't know what the hell happened to A30. I don't know. Let's look at it and see what the deal was with that. We'll just reload this program and reload it in here. See if we can fix that. There it is. Yeah, I figured it's probably one of these. One of these that have to. Crap. It's hard to damn see in here. Like looking at a ball of yarn and trying to find just one part of the string. Look at that. He's just out there free balling. He ain't connected to anything. Free noding, whatever you want to call it. He ain't connected to shit. That's why he fell. So he exists. He just is not connected to anything. I don't even think I need him, to be honest. There's nothing connected to it. Therefore, there's no beams. There's no triangles. I can just delete it, and it should not matter. Number 30, it was nice to know you, but it's time for us to part ways. Let's try this again. Let us try again. And you know, I'm sure once you've done enough of these, it starts to make more sense. It don't take as long to do, but we're new at this stuff, so we're just kind of trial and error mode. Look at that shit. Look at that shit there. Shit, shit, shit. Caca de toro. Bullshit, man. Bullshit. Well, but now we got that shit fixed. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I didn't think it would. I mean, I thought it would, but I wasn't 100% sure. But damn, there's my first car part that I made. Yep, I think it's a winner. I think we made us a very nice looking body part. We're gonna jump in the river. Bent that damn sucker all up. Sucker with an S. I don't try to use any really bad words. I would like to be monetized at some point. Cool. Cool, man. Cool. We fixed it. And I almost stopped recording this video because I said, man, this is not going to work. Now, those are some strong beams that won't break off. That would have to do with the way it is connected in the section that beams. Where are you, beams? The beams where I said wing the body. But that's the wing beams. And that's the wing the body beams. So those are using whatever the values are for this. So beam strength is FLT max, so that will not break. If you wanted it to break, we would have to take off FLT underscore MAX in all caps. That means pretty much indestructible. So basically you can have something not permanently deform also by having FLT max. Or it can bend still, but it won't keep a permanent deformation. So we'll just put this at, I don't know, I'm not sure, 5,000. Save, Jbeam, reload, level, reload, vehicle. Hell. Yep. I think we were better off before. Now you also can disable triangle braking which is what is happening here. I'm not sure exactly how that works. I haven't really messed with that, but that's what's going on. The triangles are breaking. But there's a way to disable it from breaking. Well, I think we're done with this video. It took forever to make, but I hope it was educational. I'm not planning on making another one anytime soon. Not for this. Not until I've made enough of these that I can look at that thing there. Not until I've made enough of these that I'm pretty comfortable making them. That I think I can make a video in a faster amount of time. That'll be the next time I make one of these, is when I can make this video faster with less errors, and that would be a time for a new one. I guess if you wanted to adjust the chrome to match the truck, shit, chrome, CHHIEFGHIJKLMNOP. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but you know, you can have animated textures also on the vehicle. I haven't never really much fooled with it, but you could do that too. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure you can. That material may need to be in there with the vehicle. I'm not 100% sure. No, it don't have to be in there. Okay. Also, I did not concern myself with the UVs for the texture mapping. Now, yeah, this will do this. It'll do that sometimes too. You have to save it and reload it. Not quite sure why that happens. Have to reload the level. I'm not 100%. I know I've done animated textures on on a Jbeam before, but let's see. Yeah. Yep. Let's try it again. Sometimes it'll crash on you when you're doing stuff while it's running. You try to reload. Look at that. Look, ain't it pretty? That's an animated texture on our car park there. Yep. Yippery. It sure is. I'll tell you, to have a little reflection and a reflection and a texture. And this is not a good idea because I'm pulling these textures out of a level. They're not in there with the damn truck. They should, that basically this texture would need to be in there with the truck so it won't cause problems. So now we get some reflection and animated texture. Alright, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Just the tip of the iceberg. You can do so much stuff with it if you just spend the time fooling with it. Shit. What a ugly damn spoiler.